Hi, I'm Trey and welcome to one of my colouring tutorials. In this tutorial I'm going to challenge myself to make a striking effect with leaves. The design I'm working on has got quite a lot of leaves in and I tend to be kind of boring when I do my leaves. It's always keep them safe and normal colours, for those kind of things. So today I'm not going to do that. Today I'm going to step out the box a bit and have a go at a challenge. So I hope anybody that's watching this gets some hints and tips. This is the design I'm working on for this tutorial. The cow I've just started, so it's still a little bit rough. I'm looking to do like a white one. So I'm using like grey blues with the greys to give it the look of a white cow. Now this is from a design from Country Collections, Colour and Book Calf. Lots of great designs in here to practice scenes and doing wood and that kind of thing. And so I'll probably do a few more tutorials using this book because it's really good. Now this is what I'm going to be working on. Not all of this, just parts of it. I want to try and do some striking leaves in a not normal kind of colour scheme. So this is going to be a nice challenge for that. I'm using Brutfuner pencils because they work really nice with this paper, the Amazon print paper. Not all the pencils I have work well with this paper, but those ones do. Now the colours I decided to try for this tutorial is like a medium yellow, and for the Brutfuner set it's 74, a medium green, and the Brutfuner is 44, and a dark bright blue for the Brutfuner is 81. It doesn't matter if you're not using these kind of pencils, any kind of pencils at all, similar colours. So I'm going to just work on a small patch of leaves to give an idea what I'm trying to achieve. Now most of these leaves you don't actually see the full leaf, but I'm going to do them all the same way. I'm going to put down the yellow first, and as always I do a light pressure so that I can adapt it later on if I need to. So in the middle of these leaves I'm going to be putting down the yellow. And then I'm going to be using the medium green. I'm going to be working from the edges and coming in towards the yellow. Just light pressure so that I can adapt it. If I feel there needs to be more yellow, I can put that in. So I'll go as far as I think it would look interesting towards the yellow. And in parts I will overlap the yellow. And in other parts, if I feel I need more yellow, I'll just leave a little bit of a gap of white. Now where I've left a gap of white because I want to extend the yellow, I'm going to do that now, and I'm going to overlap a little bit into that green so there's no white being left. Now at this point it doesn't really look that much different than I would normally do leaves, but now I'm going to be adding this blue, and this is where I'm hoping to get quite a striking contrast between the yellow and the blue. I'm going to go around the edges with this blue, and as you can see it's a lot different than the green I've put down. And right away those two leaves now look quite different, and this is what I was hoping for, a nice striking effect. Normally if I use blue with green I go with the turquoisey colours so they kind of complement each other, but I haven't done that this time. I decided to go with a blue that wouldn't necessarily be so complementary to the green, just to see what kind of effect I would get. Doing things like this, I find you learn quite a lot about colour and what works together, and you can come up with some quite interesting effects. And it's quite a bit different from the background, which is what I wanted. I didn't want the leaves to kind of blend into the background. So now I'm going to go over it again, repeat what I've been doing. I'm going to do the green next, go over that blue, overlapping into the yellow. So I'm covering that blue with my medium green and overlapping into the yellow. And now I'm going to put another layer of the yellow down in the middle. And of course I'll be overlapping slightly into the green. Now the more layers I put down on this, the bolder this effect's going to be. So it does need a few more layers down. I'm going to do that, repeating everything I've just done, and then come back to this. Now I'll put down another 3 layers of each of those colours, just to give it a bit more of a bold effect. And now I'm going to do a light blend, I'm using the Koh-i-Noor Polycolour colourless blender, and the reason I'm doing this is because they're quite small areas and I've got a bit more control, because I don't want to cover up the yellow. So now I'm going to see how these quite different shades of blue and green blend together. And they're looking quite good. I'm going to put down another layer of yellow. And now I'm going to do something with these lines. I'm going to use the blue in these sections, and I'm just going to put a light bit of shading with the blue around those lines to see how that affects the leaf as well. And that is actually quite nice. Yeah, I quite like that, because the blue actually looks paler when you go over the yellow section, so it's not as bold as the edges, but it does kind of give a little bit of depth to those areas. So this is not a colour combination I've used before. So it's again, it's a medium yellow, a medium green, quite bright green, and a medium bright blue. And I think they've worked quite nice together, especially when I started blending them. So that's this tutorial finished, just to give you an idea how you could use different colours you maybe didn't think about using to create a strike and leaf effect. So I'll say bye for now, and I'll come back again in the near future with a different tutorial.